All right, so remember we're looking at translations today, and translations are when we're sliding something across our coordinate plane. And as we're sliding, that first number is telling us how to go in the left or the X direction, and the second number is telling us how to go in the Y direction. So the first number is left and right, positives right, negatives left, and the second number is up and down, positives up and negatives down. So that first one, being a positive 5, is telling us to move the triangle right 5. And the second one is telling us to move it down 3. So we're going to take each of the 3 points over there and we're going to move them. As we move them, we label them with our prime. Don't forget. So that way, when anybody looks at it, they know that the original was the triangle ABC, and the second triangle is the new image is triangle A prime, B prime, C prime. Okay. The next notation is mapping notation. You read that as xy maps onto x minus 2, y minus 6. So the minus 2 is telling us that we're going to move left 2, and the y minus 6 is telling us that triangle is going to move down 6. So we're going to move each of our points. Once we move one, we can see we don't have to count all of them because it's got to have that same mapping. So once we have the C, we can count it out based on how that picture above looks. Okay, and lastly, this last one is in vector notation. Okay, so that vector, we're going to go ahead and write it in one of the 2 terms above, or we're going to write it in both. Okay, so translation notation, it's telling us from the end of the arrow to the front, it moves right 4 and up 2. So in mapping, or in translation notation, it's T sub 4 comma 2. Or in mapping notation, it would be xy maps onto x plus 4, y plus 2, which means we're going to count over. And once we have our A, we have the whole thing. So if you're having any questions on this, please make sure you see a teacher.